These are actual tweets. These are actual things that Mr. David Faber has said, you see. Okay. My name is Mayor David Faber. Sometimes I just go by David Faber. Sometimes I just go by Faber. I specialize in Faberism and abusing women. Well, not all women. Just, you know, those turfs. Speaking of turfs, I'd like to tell you what happened to me. Okay? I know I've talked about this a little bit before, but I'm David Faber, and I need you to understand my heart. Okay? I got a really big heart. Now, here's the deal. Y'all remember back in last week or so, like the other day or time or something, I told you I was going to die next Monday night. Well, it's Wednesday, and I didn't die. But let me tell you what happened. I almost died. These turfs, they were like so strong and powerful that they almost consumed all of me. I'm just a skinny guy, you know. I know I talk tough and everything, but I'm just a skinny guy. You know, you guys know, right? Because I'm always seeking comfort from you online. You know, we're talking about things like, you know, girl cock and, you know, cuddly little things. And I'm always talking with you trans women to comfort me. You know how I get. You know how I just need the love. And you know, I'm always telling you I'm a social masochist. Well, in real life, oh my God, these women nearly killed me because they're really, well, you know. What are you doing, David? I'm on Turf Watch. Okay. Alright, well that's better. So, are you listening? David Faber here. Okay, so here's what happened. There's this woman that lives in town, and her name is Amy Bobamy Womp Womp, something like that. And she got a permit to have a, you know, some yapping in Yapsville. And, you know, it was about a topic that I didn't like. And I thought, you know, because I didn't like what they were saying, they were going to kill me. So remember, I was all talking to you, you know, we was all chatting about and stuff. Well, what happened was, they were like threatening to kill me. Well, nobody was really threatening me, but I was really stressed out. Julie went on Tucker. Julie, I'll be back this trip. Julie Jaman is an 80-year-old. She's lived in this town forever. She went on Tucker Carlson.
The bravery of people who stand against the insanity, whom history will record as heroes. Julie Jaman is one of them. She's 80 years old. She's now been banned from stepping inside a YMCA. Why? Well, because she dared to object when a male employee was assigned to watch little girls remove their bathing suits in the bathroom in a women's locker room. So this week, a few dozen people joined Jaman to protest the YMCA. Some of the protesters, including her, were assaulted by lunatics, men dressed as women. Here's some of the footage from that on Monday.
You may have read some version of my personal experience. A naked old lady in the women's shower room and what I saw that day.
Women's rights are human rights! Women's rights are human rights! Women's rights are human rights! Trans rights are human rights!
The police, please.
Trans women are women!
You can see why it's so necessary to have safe spaces for women.
Trans women are women!
Screaming at her. Julie Jaman is the woman, the brave woman you just saw in that video. She joins us tonight. Julie, thanks so much. We are grateful that you are joining us. Why, at this stage in your life, are you taking it upon yourself to speak up against this in the face of what we just saw?
I was in the shower and I saw that man in that women's suit and I saw him watching little girls. You can't not act when you see that going on. You must do something.
So and bless you for doing that. That's exactly right. Your moral sense is clear. I have no idea what your background is, but you have a very clear sense of right and wrong, and I wish more people had it. So you tried to explain that in the video we just played, and rather than listen to you, people screamed at you and then appeared to come at you. Have you noticed there's no conversation about this?
It was a mob of hundreds of people that came streaming into this permitted gathering, and they kettled us. I think that's what you'd call it. They pushed, shoved, they knocked women to the ground. These are the men and the supporters of men that apparently the YMCA and the city want to allow into the women's dressing and shower area. I object.
And you, at the age of 80, were banned by the YMCA. It's hard to even believe this is real, because you were taking a shower and there was a man in there and they banned you, not him. What, can you tell us if that's true, A, and B, what YMCA is this?
Yes, that's correct. I told that guy to get out of the shower, and then a staff member came around the corner and I said to her, get him out of here. And she said, that's discrimination. You're out of here for life, and I'm calling the cops.
Can you tell us what YMCA, where did this happen?
This happens in Port Townsend, that's on the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State.
It's just, I hope they are punished for the way that they treated you. And I appreciate your bravery and your forthrightness.
I do too. We did try and get the police to come help us. They were standing across the street. Whoops. And they were told by a directive to stand down. They did not come to help us.
I hope they rot. Julie Jaman, thank you for all you've done. I appreciate it. Good to see you tonight.
Thank you.
And then I knew I was dead. I just knew right then I was dead. And then Jason Rance, he contacted me, and I knew it. I just knew I. So I was really upset about it for almost 12 hours. Woo, you guys know, we was talking about it. And then, well, had my big meeting. I'm David Faber. I presented a proclamation of, I'm David Faber, and I will protect one class and one individual, and them old ladies can suck it. And then I felt a little bit better.
Now, therefore, I, David J. Faber, Mayor of the City of Port Townsend, do hereby proclaim that the City of Port Townsend values our transgender residents and visitors and urges all residents and visitors to be respectful, welcoming, and kind to everyone regardless of gender identity. I further proclaim that discrimination and prejudice in any form, particularly against transgender people, are unwelcome and have no place in the City of Port Townsend. And I actually have 2 copies of this.
Anyway, back to the story. It was a Monday night. It was so hot out, right? And I was doing my thing up on my ivory tower. And they were down there. They were trying to speak. They're like, women this, and they're trying to talk about their lived experience. I was raped. I was scared. I was abused. Women need rights. I wanted to go outside and go, I'm David Faber, just shut up. But, the good news is 400 of my closest friends shut them women up. Right? If they are women, they don't even know what a woman is. They think they're women, and my friends are not. My friends are women too. Anyway, I got off the plot here. So they're trying to talk. I don't really know what they're talking about. They're just, yep. And then, You see, what were they talking about? Nobody really knows what they were talking about. You couldn't really hear them over the sound of, their own voice. Darn people like that. Crystal Cox. We won't even talk about her, but people like her like to say, well, we couldn't talk because all of these people were talking over us. But what really happened is these women were, they say they were like the witch burning and were the suffragettes and blah, blah, blah. But really they were up there going, we hate everybody, and we hate trans, and we hate gays, and we hate lesbians, and we pretty much hate ourselves, and we hate all of the politicians, and we hate the water and the birds, and we hate the otters, and then we hate the seagulls. We hate everything. That's what they were saying. And like, my people were like, hey, don't talk like that and stuff. And then they said that was like a mob, like suffocating them and kicking them and smothering them. Looney Bins. They say I gaslighted them by saying, whoop-de-doop-de-doo. But here's what really happened, see. My community, I'm David Faber, my community came out to support each other. Now there's some, like that Crystal Cox, that says that Julie Jaman's part of the community. Amy Sousa's part of the community. She even goes so far as to say that she's a part of the community. Well, they're not what I'm talking about. So I put on the old twit box that night. I'm like, hey, everybody, I am proud. I am proud of my community. I am so proud. Those turfs shed blood. I'm so proud of my fellow councilwoman, Libby Winstrom. She's like, turfs out, yeah, yeah, yeah. And somebody said, who was it by that Crystal Cox? I think she said, but we all live here. I'm like, I'm David Faber. You don't live here unless I says you live here. Well, you don't live here. Anywho, I was so proud of my community that night. I'm so proud. That's why I live here. That is why I live here. Because I'm proud to live here. So that's why I live here. I'm going to tell you lots more about that night. But for now, I got to go. I got to let the dog lick my face. And I got to talk to some people on Twitter. Because I'm a social masochist. And I'm just not getting anything. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to that Port Townsend News on Facebook and see if that Crystal Cox is saying anything about me that's weird. Because I, as you know, because I told you before, I'm a social masochist. I love you guys. I'm David Faber.